Moving on to the next item, report and discussion from Jeff Ludlam of Edmond Youth Sports Association, EYSA, on the operations to date of youth baseball and softball.
I get to introduce again.
Yes.
Mayor and Council, in December, we entered into an agreement with Edmond Youth Sports Association to manage the baseball and softball programs. And we committed at that time to implementing some steps for an annual review of the program. And tonight, we've asked Jeff Ludlam with EYSA to give a review of their performance so far to date.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, Mr. Ludlam.
Thank you.
How
As you
we
said,
doing?
my name's Jeff Ludlam, and I'm the president of EYSA. I'm here to give you our State of the Union for what we've done in the spring. And so, as you recall, last time I was here was December 28th, and that's when we signed the contract. And we were obviously behind from registrations, because registrations are supposed to start in October. But I told you at the time I'd get the league started on time and done, and that's what we did. We registered the most ever, 1,712 kids in our spring league. That's just over 1,000 games we played, and we had more than 76,000 participants come through our gates. We ended up holding 8 tournaments, including the state tournament and a World Series. And our estimated economic impact for the city was $6 million in the spring. So in the summer, we ran the first ever summer league that usually those parks aren't running. So we decided to open them up and get the kids playing. And we got 238 registrants for our summer league, and they're now in the middle of that. We opened up fall registration, and I'm happy to announce that we beat the highest ever by 200. We've got 1,100 registrants as of today in our fall league, which will start in September once our summer league ends up, and then we'll have a host of tournaments coming up that have already been out. And so I'd like to hear questions you guys have or discussion.
You know, this crossed my mind. A lot of times, you know, we put you on the spot, you know, as far as timing, and you're exactly right. You got the league opened, and you did it, and you finished it, and with record numbers, and now new record numbers in the fall. I think a lot of times we might have a tendency to say we're Edmond, and of course you want to be here and operate our facility and everything. And I don't know if enough times we say, what can we do for you? And I know you've been through one season in this, and so you've learned the facility a little bit, and you've learned Edmond and the parents and the league. What can we do for you?
Sure. And one of the things that we faced was everyone was under the understanding that the renovations would be done. I don't know how they thought it was going to happen timing-wise, because obviously no dirt was moved, but they thought like when we opened in March that it was a new park. And then they came in and they were like, why didn't you? And they asked me why I didn't do the renovations, and then what did I do with the money? I was like, hold on, I'm not the one that does any of it.
Right.
But there was that, there was that confusion. And then the next thing they said was, and I'm sure you guys just heard a lot of, is, are we getting turf fields? And I expressed no, that's not my understanding. Secondarily, at Mitch and Hafer, at Kaplinger, the bathrooms, no matter what you do to them, at Kaplinger, it's an open-air bathroom. And like the girls' bathroom, you can see if you're standing outside, because it's just a roll-up door, you can see in, and there aren't automatic flushers, and it's not very conducive, and that's our number one complaint we get is.
It's not what people are used to when they go to other facilities today.
Correct, absolutely.
So I know when we've talked about that, we discussed, I think, back when we approved your contract, that we wanted you to work with staff on the project coming up and throw in pointers here and there, and I think I hear that you have, but
yes.
I think the second thing would be it would be really helpful for you and your families and customers and clients if an improvement project got done, and we know that's coming. I think bids close tomorrow, if I saw the date correctly. Or
It's now August 3rd is what I understand.
Okay. Well, I think they're coming.
Yeah. I appreciate your work, and I know that the expectations were probably not appropriate that were put on you from the families that use the place, because there was a lot of anticipation that just because the operator changed it, the fields were going to get better, and we just couldn't do that, not in play on them. So thank you for your work out there, and I hope that we can get going with the new project and get you some better fields.
Absolutely.
I think in the end, I don't think that you can have any much better performance without a better product out there, than better fields.
Well, I appreciate it, and I know the families are all excited. They now understand how the project's going to go in 2 phases, and so they're understanding.
Yeah, I just hope that they understand the demand that is on youth sports on us is tremendous from every single area.
Yes.
And then you throw in golf, pickleball, and tennis. I mean, it's amazing, the expectations of this community on what it is you do and we do to provide them resources. And we're doing the best we can.
Absolutely.
So,
Can we put in your contract to do something about the heat?
Or rain in the spring.
Right, so true. Well, any other questions, comments from council? Well,
I think, just to add, I mean, we had received complaints, bathrooms and trash cans, and it sounds like from conversations with the manager and others that communication is happening with the city, with your organization to do what we can prior to some of the project getting finished. And I think we had a strategic workshop this afternoon, and the council is really, and staff are really focused on getting these projects completed and moving and keeping them moving. So just encourage, kind of to his point too, communicate back to the city things that we can partner together and you know, reduce the number of complaints, make people happier. But I think you're right about the communication and expectation too, so.
Sure, I think the Parks and Recs Department might get tired of, because I tell them everything that happens, so they may get tired of hearing everything, but I still tell them. So we
Well,
have
they
great
hear
running.
it, they hear it from us, we get it from the residents, and they
both
hear it
sides.
from that side too, so, yeah. But I think it needs to be a partnership and figure out how the city can best help you serve our residents, our,
Especially in the interim while we're waiting
Yeah.
to do the build.
Yep.
Unfortunately, things take time,
Yes.
but hopefully we can expedite some of these things and get them rocking and rolling. But yeah, whatever we can do to help in the interim, let us know.
I will do it, I appreciate it.
Congratulations on record numbers.
Yeah,
Thank you.
great.
Really.
We're really
Thanks.
excited about that.
Impressive.
well, having that, anything else? We can move on. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Jeff.